Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're gonna be continuing with "In Need of Comfort" by your favorite Blizz. This is chapter 2. If you want to see chapter 1, it's it's still on my profile, so go watch that. And yeah, let's start. Shoda knew something was going on between Hitoshi and his number one problem child, but he decided to act like he didn't notice something off. They would tell him when they were ready. He wasn't exactly expecting it like this though. Currently, the break between their second and third year being at UA, which meant that every student was being sent home to stay for 2 months before they had to move back into the dorm system that Nazu put in place. Shota, his husband, and Hitoshi were all sitting on the couch watching their regular Friday movie when Hitoshi's phone went off. The caller ID was Izuku, Heart. But Shota really didn't want to question it right now. Actually, what he was more concerned about was the way his son reacted to the call. Hitoshi ran off to his room to answer, which in itself is slightly odd because he's usually comforted enough to answer the phone whenever he's in a room with his parents. The other thing that concerned Shota was that Hitoshi had left his door slightly open, which meant he could hear the other's one-sided conversation. Hisashi wasn't able to because they had taken out their hearing aids when they got home. Shota wasn't exactly expecting the most near whisper that his son had said. She kicked you out? Do you have anywhere to go? His concern only grew. As he heard footsteps rushing back to the living room, Shota decided to pretend to busy himself with his phone, as if he totally didn't eavesdrop on his son's conversation with his probable boyfriend. He also pretended to act surprised when Hitoshi informed both of his parents that he was dating Midoriya. The thing was that actually caught Shota by surprise was the fact that Hitoshi had asked if Midoriya could stay the rest of the break with them and would explain the rest of the situation later. Of course he agreed. Midoriya might be his number one problem child, but he still cared for the kid. Hisashi was horrified when Hitoshi explained the situation. Once Midoriya, Izuku, had fallen asleep in his hospital room. He knew logically that homophobia was still a large issue in Japan, as he himself was married to the most wonderful man to exist, but he didn't think that any mother would kick her child out of the house over the fact that her child had a boyfriend, not to mention the fact that she gave her own child a long, nasty cut down the kid's eyes, rendering him half blind. Sure, Hisashi knew that Hitoshi and Izuku were dating. They weren't exactly subtle with it. Hisashi had accepted that a while ago. He was honestly happy that it was the little listener that would probably get married into their family later on a while ago, which also meant that he accepted the fact that he was going to be protective of the little listener quite a while ago. So hearing about this made his blood boil. But he kept a level head for his kid, who was clearly in multiple states of distress. Shota was fuming. It took all of his self-restraint not to march to Inko Midoriya's address and punch her lights out. Instead, he opted for calling Nezu to handle all the legal cases that were going to be aligned with the situation. The plan was for either midnight to adopt the problem child. She had been wanting to adopt the kid for a very long time, and they had at least already known each other, considering the fact that the problem child goes to her art club every Wednesday after classes are over. So he doubted that it would be an issue, But if it was a problem, but if it was the problem child was going to have to become a ward of the school, meaning he would just stay in the dorms during breaks while everyone else would go off campus to their families. Hitoshi wanted to commit a murder or sob his eyes out for his partner. He really couldn't tell which one they wanted to do more, but he stayed with Izuku in the hospital as they waited for the other to wake up. Both of his parents had gone off to either pick some stuff up from the house or take care of some legal bullshit that Hitoshi really didn't care for. To be frank, the only thing he cared for in the moment was waiting for the love of his life to wake up. Of course, the moment Izuku wakes up, he's probably going to be sent into a major panic attack because he's in a hospital, but Hitoshi is prepared to help him through it, just like Izuku had done for him so many times before. He started thinking about it more as he said quietly, how many times had Izuku helped everyone else in the class? He really was too pure for this world, especially after everything the other had gone through. Hitoshi hadn't even been told the full story, which he can respect. Having to tell someone about their tragic backstory isn't fun, especially when you're bullied relentlessly for a decade of your life. While Hitoshi was caught up in his thoughts, Izuku's eyes snapped open. Although Alice only one was working. This sent the boy into a haze of panic. Was All Might going to take his quirk back? Was he going to be expelled from UA? His panic only increased the more he thought about the horrible things that are going to happen to him once he's returned the quirk back. Hitoshi's probably going to leave him along with all of his friends. Hitoshi mentally cursed. Trying to calm Izuku down from a panic attack was always difficult and painful to witness. Izuku would mumble whatever self-depreciating thought he had at the moment and then would break out into cries of not wanting to be alone again. He would usually work himself to so much pain he would pass out, which they really didn't need right now, considering they needed his statement to get him out of this hospital into a recovery girl so she can use her quirk on him. Hitoshi pulled himself onto the hospital bed with Izuku and slowly reached out and wrapped the younger into a hug. He carried his hands through the other's hair and exaggerated his breath so they could hear it clearly and subconsciously copied the rhythm. Izuku felt like he smashed his head into a wall multiple times. He felt like his world got flipped upside down and then shaken aggressively until the only thing that fell off was him. But it was all okay because he was safe with Toshi for now, and he was wrapped in a safe, warm embrace and hopefully wouldn't have to move anytime soon. Today might have been worst day of his life. Of course, after that day in middle school, but today might have been the worst day of his life. Of course, after that day in middle school, he was being comforted for once instead of being the one to comfort, and he can't be happier. Subconsciously, he knew that All Might was going to be mad at him, and he knew that he didn't have anywhere to go. But it was all okay. Everything was fine for right now, and that's what he needed. Okay, I hope y'all enjoyed. It was short, but I I think that's okay. Yeah. Bye.